Good morning, friends. Welcome to episode 51 of the Volpe Creates show on this Wednesday, August 26th. I hope you all are doing well. And man, do we have some exciting things to talk about today. So I have been talking about this for a while, and because I'm always right, and I always am right, I was talking about how of any developer, Rockstar could be the one to really like change the industry. With GTA 6, they could have come out and they've been like, we're going to make this game for $80 or $100, and there's just going to be one version, no digital deluxe, none of that nonsense, being like, this is the experience that we want players to have. This is our work of art, and this is the experience that we want players to have. None of this hidden, skins and bullshit and all that kind of stuff. And so I've been kind of just banging on that drum for a while, and of course, Rockstar's not listening to me, right? I'm just some guy that says things. And so, excuse me. But this week is Gamescom, and a couple really interesting things have happened. I'm going to try to grab up the article here. Just real fast, we've seen, I'll just bring out Crimson Desert, which is a game I have not played. I've heard that people like it. I think it's generally considered to be like a good game. Let's see what the Metacritic is, but I have not played it. I'm not really. It's got a 77 on Metacritic, so that's pretty good for the PC version. But they're going through and doing kind of like an enhancement where they're going to add a bunch of stuff to like make it quality of life stuff. I think they're adding like some new zones, maybe, or new. I don't really know, new couple quests or whatever. So they're doing it. I just wanted to give them a little bit of props too, because what I'm going to talk about today is CD Projekt Red. And if anybody was paying attention to the announcements yesterday, so this is Wednesday, August 26th, this will be on Tuesday, CD Projekt Red at Gamescom announced that they are releasing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Remastered. It's coming out on September 29th, 2026, so about a month from now. You're like, okay, all right. It's an 11-year-old game. Keep in mind, they're doing a remaster on it. That's nothing new. Check this out, though. So this is a complete engine and gameplay rebuild rather than a simple cosmetic patch, which leads me to believe, I haven't checked this, that they're probably potentially moving away from the Red engine, or they're doing a massive rework on the Red engine. I don't know. I'm sure they're taking a lot of what they've learned from Cyberpunk and applying it. But this is going to have visual and technical enhancements, including global lighting rework, new shading models, subsurface scattering, new tone mapping, upgraded textures, HDR improvement, and ground terrain optimization. God damn. Sorry. They are rebuilding the combat system. So I know a lot of folks, I never really had an issue with it. I could see how folks might have had a problem with The Witcher 3's combats. Morning, Fox. How you doing? Sorry, I just saw you on there. But they are going through doing like a whole up-res, kind of remastering of it. I have not seen side-by-side comparisons yet, so I meant to do that this morning, but I got busy, so I want to check it out. But they're redoing the combat, and I think that my guess would be is that they're using a lot of what they learned from Cyberpunk to make it a smoother, cleaner game. I enjoyed The Witcher 3 a lot. I could see why some people might find it a little clunky maybe, but apparently they are going through and they are doing a complete combat and gameplay rebuild, which includes new combat finishers, new visual effects for the Witcher signs, and a completely restructured skill tree progression system, which ding, 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 is reminding me of what they did with Cyberpunk when right before Phantom Liberty came out, they did a complete remake on the progression system, the skill tree system. So it sounds like they're doing that. They're doing a ton of quality of life overhauls, including reworking the inventory system, which I agree that system went through several iterations before. Like when it first came out, it was real rough and real slow. And so then they did one or two refreshes on it, which made it a lot better, a lot more usable. But I guess they're rebuilding the inventory system. Again, they are improving the traveling traversal and climbing animations, so jumping over rocks, climbing on ladders. Looks like they've sped that stuff up. Expanding the photo mode. They're creating better mount handling for Roach. That is one of the things for sure that people mention with The Witcher 3 is just riding Roach. Yeah, it can be a little rough. Whatever this immersive meditation animations are. So I think that those are when he's like waiting for things to happen, he would sit down and, time would go by when he needed to like move time ahead for a quest or whatever. So I guess they're changing a lot of the animations, which is cool. They're randomizing, the randomized looting. They're doing a rework on. And Fox, will Roach end up on the roof still, however? I hope so. I hope there's some callback to that. For PC, they are working on official mod support being directed into... the PC mods, they're working on a thing to have it be directly into console versions, which I think is really cool. And hopefully that might open the door for Cyberpunk mods as well on console. I predominantly play on my PS5 Pro. And so, most of the time you don't get to do a lot of modding, but I would love to have there's some really amazing Cyberpunk mods out there that I would love to see, including a very simple one that I complain about all the time, which is I hate the auto eye adjustment that games are doing these days. And it's sort of a default feature in Unreal 5. And I hope developers start learning the lessons. I hate it when the brightness is constantly changing. Just keep the brightness the same. Just every time you're looking around and the brightness is like going up and down, it drives me crazy. I find it really frustrating. My eyes already do that for me. I don't need you to do it. Okay, so all of these changes, the quality of life, the combat and gameplay, the visuals, so there's all that, and you're like, okay, cool. Well, that's pretty standard for a remaster, right? I would argue it seems like a lot of the stuff is actually not standard for a remake. Like, very few games. I mean, the only game I can think of offhand right now that has done a complete skill tree progression system rebuild would be Cyberpunk. Maybe like No Man's Sky did a lot of like major enhancements, but that just doesn't happen. Like, they don't rebuild an entire skill tree, so that's what they're doing here. But in addition to all that, if you have any version, that they are going to give you the 2 expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, completely for free. And I think that starts today or this week. So if you have Witcher of any kind and you never bought the expansions, which I don't even know what the cost for the expansions was at this point. I want to say it was like $20 or $30 a piece maybe. And I haven't beaten both of them. I've beaten Heart of Stone and I thought it was great. And I never beat Blood and Wine, not because it wasn't great. I just got pulled into something and I wasn't able to work on it. So I'm excited to go back and revisit those now. I'll probably start the game from scratch. And I don't know if this is true words or not, but I don't know if this remaster is going to be considered like an upgrade to the base file or if it's going to be a new file, because that might mean a new trophy list. And so I might go platinum hunting again. I got the platinum in The Witcher 3. Maybe I'll do it again. But anyway, both Heart and Stone and Blood and Wine expansions for free, which is friggin' rad. This also counts as the technical foundation for the Songs of the Past expansion, which will be a brand new third story expansion focused on Geralt, slated for release in 2027, which is supposed to be my understanding is it's the bridge between Witcher 3 and Witcher 4. So just think of that for a second. They're doing another expansion after 11 years. 11 years, they're bringing out another expansion for this game, which is amazing. My guess would be that expansion is probably going to cost money. It doesn't say that it's free here, so it's probably going to be an actual expansion that you're going to need to pay for. But you're getting Hearts of Stone, Blood and Wine for free. And on top of all of that, if you already own a copy of The Witcher 3, you get it all for free. The remaster is totally free. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, this is how Rockstar could have change the game. They could have come out and been like, this is what we think the industry should be from here on out. This is how we think games should be. Like, none of this digital deluxe, super massive deluxe, whatever. This is the experience we're making. And that is what CD Projekt Red is doing here. Remastering The Witcher 3. If you already own The Witcher 3, you get the remaster for free. You get the expansions for free, regardless of if you bought them with any other version. It looks like they have done a massive rework on the entire experience. So it's not just like a ham-fisted like AI upscaling, which I guess I talked about yesterday, of stuff. Like they're really focusing on making sure that this is like the best version of The Witcher. I believe they said they made a comment. I don't know if I have it here. Yeah, I don't have it here. But they made a comment. I'll be paraphrasing, but they want to make sure that The Witcher 3 remains in line with what expectations are for top tier games for 2026. So they're making sure that this game, again, which is 11 years old, stands the test of time and is just as good as any other game coming out now in 2026, which, I mean, the game was amazing to begin with, so, you know, whatever. But again, like this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. We are in a really rough time in this industry. I mean, that's almost what every one of these shows is about, which is a shame. And the thing is, as the economy gets worse, as things increase in cost, people are just going to start to refuse to hand out money, you know, if you just keep seeing them as wallets. If it's just like, hey, I'm going to try to soak every dollar I can from you, then people are just going to walk away. You know, there is no company in the world, including Rockstar, in my opinion, that is going to be able to overcome needing to pay for rent and food. And so if you're just this, you know, mega billion corporation that is going to start, you know, nickel and diming everybody for everything, you know, all these stupid transactions like you see in like Ubisoft games and stuff, these like little skins and BS, like people are just going to walk away. And again, as the economy gets worse, they're going to start being more selective about how they spend their money. And it's all just going to kind of collapse. The companies that are not able to treat their fans well and build a community are not going to be able to survive over the long run. Again, this is just my opinion, but it's my show, so I get to say what I want to say here. And so I think CD Projekt Red, and both what they did with Cyberpunk, it would have been so easy for them to just be like, hey, Cyberpunk is not the game we wanted it to be. We shouldn't have released it, but we're going to move on to the next title. We're going to learn our lessons, move on to the next title, which would be, at this point, The Witcher 3, and then eventually Cyberpunk 2. And we're just going to call it a day. But they didn't do that. They spent over 5 years. I think the game came out, 2020? So we're at 6 years. They're still releasing content for Cyberpunk. They went back and revamped that entire game. They fixed the combat. They fixed a lot of obviously the crashes and stuff. They did that. They added new weather systems in the game so that there's, you know, dust clouds and different rain systems. They rebuilt the entire upgrade tree. They redid I didn't even mention transmogrification, which is what they're doing, which is what they ended up doing in Cyberpunk. They rebuilt their entire armor and clothing system so that you could wear whatever clothes you wanted to wear in Cyberpunk, and that all of your sort of major upgrades came from your cyberware. So they separated those two out and made a much cleaner system, a much better system, allowed you to kind of dress how you wanted to. They're doing that in The Witcher 3. It doesn't sound like the same. I assume it's going to be a transmog system where you can wear whatever armor pieces you want and then just change the look of them, which is slightly different than what they did in Cyberpunk. But the end effect is that you don't have to change how you want your character to look based on kind of the equipment that you're wearing. And I know it's kind of a weird thing, like this transmog idea, and, you know, World of Warcraft's been doing it for a long time and other games have been doing it. But I think it's just one of those nice things where you don't want it, particularly in Cyberpunk. Sometimes you'd be walking around because the best pieces of armor that you have make you look like a friggin' homeless clown. And you're in these, like, you know, really dramatic scenes. Now, again, it's in first person, so, you know, whatever, but you're not really seeing yourself. But again, they're doing transmog systems. Like, they went and spent 6 years rebuilding Cyberpunk into what I consider to be one of the best games ever made. Hands down, without a question. That game is incredible. Its story is incredible. How they handle interactions and stuff. It's just great. The Witcher 3 was also incredible. It was one of my favorite games of that time. It's still one of my favorite games. I've played it. I've beaten it twice. Once on normal and once on what's it called? Death March difficulty, I think, to get the platinum. I loved it both times. It's a long game, so it's one of those games I don't go back to a lot because I'm trying to play a lot more different games now and make sure that I'm staying up to date on the industry as a developer. I want to be knowledgeable about what's going on, so I try to play more games. But with this, I'll go back and play this. And it's just one of those things where it's like they know that it is important to build their fan base and build their community because the gamers that are, it's even, think about it, 11 years, the gamers that are now maybe coming into wanting to play The Witcher 3 now, hell, they could have been 8, 9, 10 years old when The Witcher came out. And now they can get them, get them into the Witcher franchise and get them excited about it with this new title. But they know it's like, it's not worth gouging their community over. And I bet if they put this edition up for $30 or $40, hell, maybe even $60, people would buy it. I don't know if I would buy it, but I might buy it at 30 or 40. I don't know if I'd buy it at 60 because again, I'm just trying to play a bunch of other stuff, and I love The Witcher, but I've played it a lot. They're losing money on this, or they're losing the potential of money. There's an opportunity cost here, but for them, taking care of their fans, taking care of their community, while still doing like a massive rework on their game, I think is amazing. Like, let's go back to Rockstar. Like, where in the F is the Red Dead 2 remake? Why is there no update? That game is incredible, and there's been no meaningful update on that game in forever. And there's no remastered version that runs at 60 FPS on like a console like Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 and 5 Pro. Like, what the hell is Rockstar doing over there? And when they make it, they're going to charge, full cost for it. Can you imagine? I can imagine a world, but like, do we really think that Rockstar is going to revamp Red Dead Redemption 2 and give it as a free upgrade? No. So CD Projekt Red is out there. They're owning, or pwning if you want, these other companies in the games industry, and they are showing how it should be done, and they are treating their properties with respect. As an artistic effort, they are making sure that the products that they make are constantly being held in high regard and treated with respect. And I think that is commendable, and I'm really, really curious to see how this upgrade goes. Hopefully there's not any like major issues or major bugs when it comes out in September. But it's one of those things where sometimes when it just seems like it's so dark and everything is going wrong, you've still got large companies, major companies that are doing the right thing, treating their community and their fans with respect and treating their properties with respect. And then I think that's something that should be acknowledged and something that should be appreciated and shared so that everybody else can know about it. It's easy to just sit around and complain about things when they're going wrong, but we also need to celebrate the wins when these companies, particularly these large, multi-billion-dollar companies, are going out of their way to do the right thing for their consumers. So I guess in September, what did I say, September 29th? Yeah, September 29th, so next month, we're going to see a new version of The Witcher 3. I'm really excited. I don't know. Maybe it'll be my winter game. I don't know. But we'll see. Really excited to see what CD Projekt Red is doing. I'm really... I gotta say, I'm proud of them, even though I have no ownership in them. I'm not affiliated or related to CD Projekt Red in any way, other than I really like The Witcher and I really like Cyberpunk, and I want to see them succeed. And if they keep doing positive stuff like this, I'm there. I'm in it. So that's our episode for today. Really appreciate it. Reminder, I do this every day at 9:30 Eastern. On Twitch, twitch.tv/volpecreates. I also post these on YouTube. And then, of course, if you want me to talk about anything specific, just go ahead and post it in the comments of the video, the most recent videos. I'll take a look. And, I will see you in the next episode. Thanks, everybody. Bye.